Howdy. Welcome to this week's episode of Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys. On this week's episode, we have some great business news for the Bearded Viking to give them a huge shout out about. We'll continue our spooky stories. The Jarl has some great information on something that happened to him. Continue our men's mental health segment, as that's what our main focus is here. And trusting to have peace in your violence. We'll wrap up the podcast with some pranks that we've done on each other and on the members of our family. And of course, as always, we'd like to say special thanks to our sponsors and those that help keep this thing going. Starting off with the Bearded Viking Mead Company and all of its subsidiaries. They're the ones who supply and support us in everything that we do. Rogue Industries for all of the clothing and apparel that they put together. Boss Graphic Design for the constant work that Rudy and his team do for us and all of our new designs and all of our new labels. Wrapping things up with Martin Antonio. Thanks again, Martin, for letting us use your intro, Life on the Lam. If you haven't listened to Martin Antonio, go download his songs or go listen to him on Spotify or Apple Music or anywhere else music is played. And another thing is, of course, a huge shout out to Racing for Tomorrow, doing everything they can to help veterans cross the finish line in life. Go look them up and give them a follow. Tell them Viko and the Jarl sent you. With that being said, let's get to it.
I thought, okay, this is gonna be one of those days.
Yeah, we're starting early.
Yeah, I still gotta work out.
I have to work out too. I'm gonna work on my forearms.
Yeah,
it's Valentine's Day. Yes, howdy. Welcome to this week's episode of Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys. I'm your host, Viko, the Bearded One. You can call me JT for short. And of course, I'm always joined by his bouginess, the Jarl, Alex Martinez.
It's gonna be a good day.
It's gonna be a good day. Good day. Fake holidays are my favorite days.
Hallmark holidays.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Fucking whatever. Any day in which us as men feel responsible for taking our spouses out for somebody else's reason bugs me. So
yeah,
I can't stand it.
Hallmark, dude. Hallmark did this.
Fuck them. They didn't even have a good fucking channel.
Yeah, not so much to like us, but to the others that are following through with this shit.
Yeah, I'm like anti it. I mean, have been for a long time, but like, you know, if you're with your partner and you're not just like doing the things on the regular and you need a day to do them,
right,
probably not going to last.
Like, you should probably go out some other day than just the 14th
of February.
Yeah, February.
Is this year a leap year? No, it's an odd year.
No, it's a total leap year, isn't it?
No,
I swear to God, there was something that fucked me up. It's 28 days.
Yeah, it's not a leap year. It's a regular year.
Bullshit.
29.
I thought the short year was a leap year.
No.
Are you sure?
328 days, 129. How much have you had to drink? We just started.
None.
Have another.
Hey, who's your stylist there?
What do you mean?
I mean, that shirt. It's very familiar.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, this was brought to you by Rogue Industries. I see what you did there.
and Bearded Viking.
And the Bearded Viking, of course. And the gentleman who did all of this logo design. That's Boss Graphic Design as well.
Oh yeah. That guy.
We'll call out to them a little bit later, but we have some things we got to clarify this week. So we have a continuation of spookiness. It's daytime, so I'm not afraid about talking some scary shit. We have a lot to talk about on trust and some sort of violence thing. We had some foreshadowing last week.
Yeah, foreshadowing.
Not foreskin, just foreshadowing.
Yeah, that's gone.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show this off because I have a new favorite bourbon/whiskey. It says Bourbon Montana Whiskey Co. So fuck off with your thing. That's a counterintuitive piece.
Is it the same brand that came in the flask, or that
No,
looks like the canteen?
no, dude. No, that would have been dope. That would have been dope. But this
Yes.
is better. This is my favorite of all time. I will be making a hard shift away from Bullet to
The
this.
bourbon.
Yeah.
So I know that we haven't got into it yet, but we're going to Texas,
Yeah.
and I can't find that bourbon anywhere.
Are you asking me to pick you up some at some of the local liquor store?
I mean, if you're telling me that you're going to bring me a Valentine's Day gift, I would happily accept.
But I don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
How about Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah,
I'll
will you
just
buy me a
bring it.
bottle?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
will.
will you buy me
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. I
All right,
will
thanks,
bring
bro.
you. Yeah, absolutely.
Just stop beating around the bush. Just bring me a bottle, please.
Yeah, man. We're men. We don't do hints.
Right. Yeah. That's usually, I couldn't even think of a good hint to give you.
Like fair. Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait, never mind.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Will you just
fuck
give me
it.
a bottle?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah.
So we got the meetup coming.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we've only had one person like, share, subscribe, comment, and those things. I feel like it's 5 steps.
Was it my mom?
No, it was J Dub.
Really?
Yeah, he's the only person so far. I don't
Oh
know
man.
how.
See.
Apparently, people don't fucking want a $40 fucking hoodie of love.
Maybe not.
Man,
Maybe
I
not.
don't get it. I mean, I get everybody else is saying like, share, and subscribe, but they're in this for them. We're in this for you. So I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. I can tell a friend.
Just yeah.
Yeah. Show
It's
me.
not
I'll
like
show
it's
you.
fucking Amway.
Yeah. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Yeah. So you drinking tin cup today?
Yes.
I
Yes.
need to. I just want to get you that. I'll get you that so that way you have some variety of whiskeys /
Well,
bourbons.
see what had happened is, I'll go buy like, the Black Barrel JMO. It's one of my favorites, right?
Absolutely.
Or I'll go snag me some High West or some Bullet. But what accidentally happens is Friday and Saturday hit, and then usually it's all out.
I get that.
I mean, I was this close to drinking Jack and Coke today.
Did you decide that violence was the best option?
Yeah, I decided that it was only Tuesday.
And you have time to go to the liquor store?
Well, not now.
No, I mean because we basically I'm flat. I leave my home tomorrow
That's
to go to
right.
Bozeman,
Mm-hmm.
hanging out with iDub. Give a mad shout out to Irreverent Warriors
The
in
iDub.
Bozeman. Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
11 people gonna meet up
Are they?
at the
Does
VFW, the
Mo-
fanciest VFW ever.
Yeah, that thing is like the coolest bar I've ever been to, and it's a VFW. And that usually does not
Does not,
go hand in
no,
hand.
no.
I mean,
You-
I'll drink at a VFW all day.
Yeah, cheap drinks and crazy people like heroes of men, if you will.
The best stories.
Yeah, like some shit like, oh yeah, we were there, we're trying to take the hill, and I looked over and my buddy didn't have a face anymore, but he's still fucking rocking the 50, and you're like, what?
Yeah, like man shit.
Yeah, like
Just crazy shit, yeah.
you're immortal. It's fine. It's totally fine. I get it.
Yeah, they seriously are. They're a different breed for sure.
Yeah, the old breed. Great book, by the way.
Jungles. Fuck jungles. 100%.
Yeah, fuck jungles. We
Yeah.
have stories to talk about with that and the Okinawa jungle and the Filipino jungle. We should talk about that sometime because that's basically paranormal bullshit,
Oh,
and
100%.
it's just animals.
There is some stuff in the jungle for sure.
Yeah.
Of the Okinawas.
Oh, definitely. Well, anything part of the wartime era. Yeah, there's ghosts fucking
There's
there for sure.
Yeah, there was and it's like ghosts messing with teenagers now, right? Because we're basically teenagers. We're a bunch of damn kids the second we get on Okinawa most of the time.
Yeah.
Unless you're rotating back for a third time.
Because you
Or
didn't choose the DD-214 path.
you chose violence.
You chose violence.
You chose violence. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's those guys out there.
For sure, dude. So we've got the meetup coming up. So we're going to be at the Junction, Jackson Junction. Hold up, I got this.
Jackson Junction, huh?
What's the name of the fucking place we're going to? You remember?
I don't know.
Oh my god, man! How I can't be here always.
Yeah, dude. I think you and Bond have the communique.
Yeah, that is correct. Hold up. I'm finding it. I'm finding it. I was texting my buddies down there. They're gonna meet up with us. Well, at least one of them is. Well, two people. I'm gonna let everybody know real quick. So should have been prepared for this, but we fucking wing it. So Southern Junction Live, nightclub and steakhouse. In my mind,
Oh,
a
that's what it was.
nightclub
That's right.
and a steakhouse is almost the immortal Portugal. Portugal was before your time.
No, I've been to Portugal.
What, like the day that it closed?
No, dude. So you remember back in the day, nobody knew how to read a military ID, right?
Oh, you just fucking walked in.
Yeah, I just walked in. I just was like, "Hey, there you go."
Ooh.
And the dude just kind of looked at it, and whether he knew how to read it or not, he was like, "Fuck it."
Fuck it. That's
Yeah,
awesome. I
yeah.
miss the Portugal. That was the
It was,
most epic bar.
and they built the dumbest like courthouse thing on that land
I haven't.
ever.
Yeah, like courthouse is bigger than the state capitol in Utah.
Yeah,
Which
and it's
is
ugly as
fucking
shit.
yeah. So for anybody who's not from Utah, there's the coolest bar, and I know everybody's like, "Oh yeah, well it's Utah, blah blah blah." Well, fuck off. I don't give a shit.
It was
Okay,
cool.
it was fucking super cool. So you had four levels of glory. The basement, which was all nothing but beautiful billiards, like the best kept billiards,
In TVs.
and TVs everywhere for just sports. Like I'm gonna hang out with my boys downstairs. I don't want to deal with a bunch of bullshit. The first floor was like this, like not great but decent restaurant, and it was part of the establishment, so you could eat there nice. And then the second floor was like a dance club. So
Yeah,
if you wanted to fucking go get your groove on,
just beat the beat.
just beat the beat, whatever, it was there. The top was the walkout, was where the concerts were, and also the rooftop. And fuck, man, I have literally been drunk on every floor, every fucking floor.
The rooftop bar.
We used to go there recruiting when I was a recruiter, Marine recruiter, and our boss was an asshole. And it's like, oh, you guys didn't hit your numbers. You have to recruit till 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning. We're like, well, I'm going to the fucking bar. I give a fuck at all.
Here we go. Let's go
And
get some recruits.
yep. And the Marine Corps was born in a bar, so I justified it.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck it. It was either there or Walmart. And like, no offense if you're working at Walmart, but like, no,
I mean, if you're at Walmart at 3 in the morning, you probably are
need
up
it.
to
Need a job.
like not going to the Marine Corps.
No. It's just all you just have to have a conversation. If they're like, hey, dude, I'm doing this because I want to better my situation, cool. But if they're like, dude, Walmart's where it's at, I can smoke weed and I can live my best life. And by the way, I'm still on shrooms from yesterday's trip, or I'm doing LSD. Yeah, well, cool. Thanks for admitting you're disqualified. And
Thanks,
you
bro.
have yeah,
Let me
you have
get you a
some.
waiver.
Yeah, dude, that's what I was about to say. You have some recruiters like, bro, sounds awesome. Like, cool. Oh yeah, you can pass a PT test. Don't worry, we have a Pool E program. Shut the fuck up, man. Get the fuck out of here with
We'll
that.
be fine.
You'll be
Guess,
fine.
guess what you never saw me doing?
I know, I was there.
Yeah,
Um,
stud. Right out the gate. Stud.
okay, lowercase s.
Stud. Fuck that.
Lowercase
If
s.
it's a lowercase s, then it's a capital T.
I mean D. S G T.
Same.
Fuck it, whatever.
Like how you just spell it, dumbass.
Hey, listen, we are not the only dumb people in
Right.
the world.
We're not. We're
We have
not.
a lot of our friends that listen, and they're our friends because we're all stupid together.
Right. We need the friends of the friends to listen. I don't think that my friends even listen. I don't know.
Probably not, because they listen to us talk all the time when we hang out. That's fair.
Yeah.
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 We got big news. I'm going to pass it over to you.
Huge news.
Huge news for the Bearded Viking. And since you're the president, go ahead and announce the shit.
As the president,
El
I would like
Presidente.
to announce El Presidente. Our website is back up and live. It is running. It is awesome. You can read it. You can see beautiful pictures of the meat that you can't buy. But what you can buy is a whole bunch of apparel. You can get tailored out like us. You can get sweet shirts and hats and hoodies and drinkware.
I'm actually to the point now where the majority of the clothes that I wear are BVMC stuff, not because they're us, but because they're fucking super comfortable.
Oh, they're good on the nipples. It's very soft fabric.
Especially the red shirts. I don't know what it, the red ones and the Need for Mead shirts.
Yeah, those are good. They're very flowy.
Comfy. Yeah. They are cut to what is that commercial you see on Facebook? Turn dad bod into daddy. They're like that.
I mean, I think you're just gonna look better in a bearded Viking shirt no matter what.
Yeah. And then
I mean,
it gives your partner a reason to put it on the floor.
Yeah. I mean, nothing looks better on the floor than a bearded Viking shirt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Pretty soon we're gonna come out with the bearded Viking leisure wear.
Oh,
and
dude,
lingerie.
I cannot wait to rock the tracksuit.
Oh yeah.
Actually, to be real, the bearded Viking is probably going to be pushing our Daisy Dukes of Freedom here soon. And if you haven't worn jorts lately, you need to.
It's gonna be terrible. It's just like a BVMC branded pocket.
Facts. No. Just down the seam on the outside, just BVMC on the seam.
Oh, yeah. Then it looks like a tracksuit.
Or we could go Jinko style.
Oh no.
And just put it on the ass pocket.
You know, I was reading that it's coming back. Like
Jinkos?
Jabos, Jinko, yeah, all that stuff is coming back.
I'm fucking
please
in.
don't.
Sign me up.
I'm wearing dad jeans.
I'm so over the skinny jean trend.
And what are the other ones? Pipes. You remember pipes? They're like that big around. Just not skating good at all.
I had some Jinkos or green corduroys, and I could fit my skateboard in my back pocket.
You look like a corduroy guy.
Bro, corduroys fucking made a comeback with a vengeance.
They were so fucking hot. You couldn't wear those fucking things in the summer.
No, man. Like, I never fucking wore pants when I was skating in the summer. I didn't give a shit at all about my fucking legs getting torn up. I mean, fucking they're chicken legs anyways, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So there's that.
But the website's dope. You guys should definitely go on there, check some stuff out.
Yeah. And we've got a blog going too, and you can subscribe for an email updates, which will, by the way, hint, foreshadowing.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, bonds. Oh man.
Say it again.
Discount codes.
Oh, that's what they're for.
Oh,
that's what the emails.
You'll be part of the I don't remember the name of the newsletter. It's not my realm.
I mean, it's for the mead maidens and the mead heads.
Absolutely. Oh, that also reminds me. So if you're not following us on the socials, you need to. If you like if you like fucking dope swag like this little mead cup that I have, we will be going live when we're in Texas on all 3 of the socials that we can go live on. So that's going to be Instagram, Facebook, and also the Talk Talks. So if you are in the area and you come in and you say, I'm a meathead or I'm a mead maiden, and first 3 people to do that, because we have 3 different mediums that we're running with there, we will give you one of the cups. That's a $25 value for coming and saying hi. I think that ain't bad. That's free.
Just to come say hi to us. We're literally paying you to come say hi to us.
Yeah, like I don't know how much more I could fucking beg for your attention.
Yeah. We're like a teenage daughter being bad to get daddy's attention right now.
That's super accurate on a lot of that.
You went through it, right?
Yeah, super accurate. So we have got those going on. So we've got upcoming events, Texas this week, Dallas, Texas. If you're in Dallas and you're listening, be there. Okay.
Come say what's up.
Just come say hi. Yeah, I'd love to meet you. Al would love to meet you.
I love meeting people.
You'll get to meet the honky and boat.
Yeah, the resident drunk.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. He's not allowed to have Rainiers.
No, don't buy him a Rainier.
If you buy him a Rainier, I will slap you.
If you do, he's your problem for the rest of the night.
Absolutely. You take responsibility.
Yeah, and if you're thicker than a Snicker and you buy him a Rainier, he might move in with you.
Probably gonna happen.
Yeah.
That might probably gonna happen. Yeah. gonna happen.
And I don't think he's ever been to Texas before.
That's okay.
It's a different breed for him. I don't know what he's gonna do.
It's gonna be an interesting conversation. I call dibs on not being an adult.
I don't think that he's gonna be able to jump into the pickup truck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's kind of he ain't
Yeah.
got no hops.
He's gonna have to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar it that night.
It's gonna be an interesting conversation.
It's gonna be fun. I can't
When we're
wait.
there, we get to meet up with Martin Antonio. Shout out to Martin for all the great work that he does in general. But thanks for letting us use your music, man.
Yeah, I dig it. He is awesome.
Marine combat vet. We actually have a lot of people that we are friends with that are in the music scene that are combat vets. So we've got Martin Antonio and also Scooter Brown. Scooter and I are good friends. I met him actually, ironic, at the Royal um,
Ah,
in Utah, which the Royal Bliss. If you guys don't know who they are, you're also missing out on life.
yeah, they're pretty awesome.
They're pretty awesome. So they used to play at Portugal. I met them face to face there, and then they bought a bar, called it the Royal, and I met Scott about, I guess it's like 8 years ago now. That's fucking crazy, man. Time's gone back way too quick.
Yeah, you're just getting old, dude.
If, I'm medium, bro. I'm in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not there's not a lot of white here yet, but it's coming. I feel it.
Yeah,
So,
time on my side.
I mean, yeah, you're actually now the youngest. I'm the
I
second
know.
youngest.
I know. Wait, you're the second youngest?
Yeah, dude.
Wow. There's
Yeah,
something to be
because you
said.
got Doc as the oldest, followed by Honky, then Tito. No, sorry, then your brother, then Boat, then Tito, then me, then you.
Doc is the grand old man of the bearded Viking.
Yeah, and he is crotchety as fuck, and you guys will get to meet him in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Is that all it is? What's in 2 weeks?
Block After Dark, our
Oh,
first one
okay. Oh, God.
coming up. It's gonna
I
be.
must not have got that email.
You didn't because I just told you
Oh, okay.
it. Announcements live coming at you. Ba, 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 ba.
I mean, everybody will see it tomorrow.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so we've got all those things going on. So we left last week. We left off last week, and we were talking about the little girl that followed me. So
Yeah, that was creepy, by the way. I was like, and you know what it reminded me of?
no.
Our building.
Yeah, we haven't even got to that point yet.
Our building. Because I guarantee you there will be a little girl running around that building.
Fair enough. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I've accepted it for this long, so it's fine. Just as long as we're not watching like the same. Don't put Despicable Me on, man. That's it.
But
That's
what
all.
if it's the same little girl?
That's crazy. That's
A little
that.
a little bit of foreshadowing, maybe?
If that little girl has been okay, you tell the story because I ramble. Go.
Okay. So we started building the building and we're digging pylons, we're on a floodplain. So they're saying that it could flood in 100 years or or it might not. Buildings on stilts, we have to dig down deep for our pylons. Pylons go in, digging holes, all of a sudden fabric is found and smaller bones are found and pulled out of the hole. So
What
we
type of
do.
fabric? What did it look like?
It looked like a little girl's plaid dress.
Yep.
And we called the police to have them come out and check the hole, check the bones, do what they needed to do what cops needed to do for making sure that there wasn't a body in the holes that we dug. And keep in mind, these are pretty big holes, right? We just took out half of, or not, maybe not half, but we took out some of the bones. We could still see more bones sitting in there. And we were all a little freaked out, didn't really want to touch it because JT already has a little girl following him around that we didn't know about, but now we do.
Hmm.
And the rest of us didn't want to have anything to do with that either. So called the cops. Cops came and they started to do their thing. They took the samples that we brought out of the hole and they
Called the
went
corner.
and yeah, they called the corner. They took him to the corner, and was it Billings? They
Yeah.
took it.
So yeah. So normally the corner would just be like, hey, whatever, these are dog bones, and the corner was like, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So if you're the corner in Billings and you're listening to this, you probably need to go back to school.
That ghost is on you.
Yeah.
I already had a conversation with it.
Yeah. I mean, so what we're thinking is he didn't know whether it was a little girl or a Doberman or whatever. So we got the clear. Okay, they stopped us. What they stopped us from working for like
It was a day.
3 hours, 4 hours.
No, because it was the end of the day, and then we couldn't start really up until the midday next day, almost 24 hours later, because we
Yeah,
had business.
yeah. Well, so I think so. We had maybe 3 or 4 hours left of work
Yeah,
in the day. So we did the responsible adult thing, and we drank about it, figuring out
facts.
what we were gonna do.
All
If
while the boat was fucking like looking up fucking ways to clear the energies and like sage
yeah,
shit. And I was
he's
like,
like going and buying like piles of weed to like light on fire and run around the thing,
I was like, I'm pretty sure, like respectfully, like that entity is gonna understand.
Oh yeah. Well, in like the day before, right? The lady was like, "Oh yeah, the neighbors that were here before you guys that had the house burned down, they used to have powwows all the time, and they'd call the neighbors and say, 'Hey, we're doing this,' and they'd powwow it up." We're like, "All right, it's awesome." And then we find the bones. So anyway, I think maybe there's something. Maybe there could be something to do with it.
Yeah, super
I
cool
mean,
that I
who
get to
knows
work
how?
there full time.
Yeah, who knows how long those bones have been there?
I mean, they looked really fucking old. I'll be honest with you, and it looked like they've been there for a long time.
Yeah,
But
and if it was a dog, I think it was probably a very well dressed dog.
yeah, I would agree with that. But in today's day and age, man, you never know, right? Like
That's true. Yeah,
it could have been a dog identifying as a human. I don't fucking know.
yeah. I mean, needless to say, it could go either way, right?
Did you say needless to say?
I could have.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll see.
Is that your scary story?
No, no,
Is it,
that's not. No, that's not
that's
my scary story. I
oh,
think
okay.
that could be in addition to your scary story. We could be back on here in like 3 months, and you telling me, "Holy crap, there's two of them now," or
And they play together?
yeah,
Okay, man.
or hey, maybe it was the first one, and now you built her a house, and she's happy, and she moves on.
If it's the first one and that is like a full on spectrum like of
Like full
events,
circle.
full
Yeah,
circle thing, I mean that's life just foreshadowing you. Like that
right.
100% proves my belief system, and I'm fucking gonna be like, okay, cool, here we are, whatever.
And
So
it tells you that you are where you're supposed to be, right?
yeah, um, interesting add on to that. So we did the podcast last week, and I went upstairs and I talked to my daughter and I was like, hey, do you just adding on to that, I want to clarify a couple things. And made sure that I was right on my story with the little girl playing with my daughters and whatnot in the house and Sandy and whatnot. And she's like, oh yeah. She's like, sometimes the little girl will visit me too. And I'm like, oh, cool. She's like, I'm pretty sure it's the same little girl. I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe my family's just full of paranormal bullshit, but it's fine. Your mom, by the way, reached out to me.
Oh no, you leave
And
my mother out of this.
she is a saint, but she did reach out to me and said like, Al knows of all the paranormal stuff that's happened to us in our lives, and I was like, does he? Because he hasn't brought it up.
Yeah, there's some weird shit there.
So let's jump into yours because daylight's a burning if we're going to talk about my shit.
Oh yeah, we don't want it to get too spooky out there for you.
Okay.
Maybe you should go first.
No, you go first.
Okay, I'll go.
You go. You've been
Okay,
foreshadow.
I'll
You
go.
holy
Okay,
everybody. Go ahead.
I'll go. All right,
Okay.
all
Okay.
right. So back in Okinawa, back in Okinawa, and those that have been there know that it's like New Movie Tuesday,
The
right?
Rock. On the rock.
Yeah, for real. New movie Tuesday, okay? This was in a better time. We all lived in a better time. You could only get DVDs, right? The DVDs, they came out on Tuesdays. There was a small supply, they would hit the PXs, and we were on a small camp. So there might be like 3 or 4 copies of the new movie that hit on Tuesday. Sometimes they were good, sometimes they were bad.
You had to save up 2 weeks to get them.
Yeah, you gotta, your $15 and your fucking $13 paycheck, right?
Yep.
So we would always go and get the new DVD or whatever. And we were on at this particular time, we were attached to we were part of the auxiliary security force. So we were having lots of protests, lots of people being very, very polite in their protesting. Like
Because Marines,
only
because
the Japanese. The Japanese are like the most polite people. Even when they hate you,
yeah,
they still are polite.
because Marines on Okinawa are dumb.
Yes. And there was some shit that went down. We're not going to get into that, but so they're protesting. They wanted, the auxiliary security force and stuff. So you go do the riot gear, the shotgun, get shot in the face with mace, that whole thing. You basically do your, police academy thing for what is it, like a 3-week police academy thing or 2 week. I don't
Mine
remember
was
what I don't
mine
remember what
was
it was.
14 years of bullshit, but yeah, I'll go with it. Yeah.
I'm just talking about the whole like
Training. Yeah.
security force thing. Yeah. I mean, some people even got to wear like catcher shin guards. It was awesome, right? Riot gear.
Hmm.
So anyway, I was always sergeant of the guard. And so I went over and got the movie, and we were just hanging out. And I would still go out on post, right? So we had the Victorious post, and it was making sure that everybody had their IDs coming back in the gate. Or sorry, leaving the gate, not coming back in. So we were making sure everybody was ready to go when they were leaving. So
That's buddy checks. You're just buddy check
yeah,
guy.
yeah, it's buddy checks, and then
Okay.
making sure that like the colonels and sergeants majors daughters had their freaking stuff together, when they were leaving,
Smash.
and yeah, some of them, and we're out on post maybe like I don't know, it was probably from like 6 o'clock to like 2 in the morning. Like there's no good standard shift, right? When you're doing guard duties and shit like that. And there's a bunch of different guard posts, stuff like that. So we were out on duty, came back probably like 2:30, 3 o'clock. And by this time we'd had like 50 Monster Energy drinks and all the cigarettes. So we're like, fuck, can't go to sleep. Let's watch a movie. So we walk into the guard shack, and there's a TV that's sitting right at the bottom, like the foot of my cot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it had a movie on. It was playing Harold and Kumar, Escape from Guantanamo Bay.
Feels accurate.
Dumbest fucking movie ever, right? There's no
Mm-hmm.
reason why you should ever remember that movie. But it's fucking playing. Probably the last like 20, 30 minutes of the movie are playing. And I know that I grabbed the last fucking copy off the shelf earlier that day. Nobody else in the guard shack. There's only 5 of us that are staying in the guard shack that night. And it's like the little crack hut from 1947 that was built right after we took Okinawa. And we're standing there. There's 5 of us. Walk in there. That movie's still playing. Cool. Let's watch the rest of it. Whoever was on shift or whoever was our replacements, we're probably watching it before they left or whatever. And I didn't really care. I had a big stack of DVDs that I just throw in there. If people wanted to watch them. Just make sure you put them back. Honor
Mm-hmm.
system, honor system amongst security guards. It's a thing, dude. Talk to the guys at Walmart. Anyway,
I've had my time. I'm good.
so the movie ends. The end credits are rolling. Okay, and I don't remember what the song was, but the song was playing. And my buddy starts whistling the song, and he's like 2 cots down from me. He's like whistling the song, and I'm scrolling through the DVDs, seeing, hey, what do you want to watch next? Just grab one, go to put it in the DVD player. And back then, you had to press the ejection button. The tray came out. So I press the button, get ready to put the thing in, go to grab the other one out. There's nothing in the tray. Like,
What?
huh. I'm like, there's no fucking way. So, and all my movies were like first come, first serve, right? So the new ones were always in the very back. I'm like, no fucking way. Go all the way to the very back. Harold and Kumar escaped from Guantanamo Bay, sitting in the fucking pouch. And I'm like, bros, like, I know, and I'm like this far away, like not even 3 feet from the DVD player and the TV, right? I'm like, bros, like, did one of you guys grab this shit while I was looking down? Like, which one of you guys is a fucking ninja? Who did this? And they're like, no, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, the fucking DVD for Harold and Kumar is in the DVD case. There's nothing in the DVD player. And they're like, well, there's another DVD player right there. And I was like, all right, go to press the button. Doesn't do anything. So I pick it up, wasn't even plugged into the TV or the wall. I was like, okay, this fucking doesn't have cable, nor would this fucking movie be on cable. And the DVD case is full, or that slot is full. It has the DVD in there. So my buddy's still whistling the song at the end of the movie. So we're all looking around like, okay, we're not fucking crazy. Like, that shit just happened. We watched the last 30 minutes of this movie and it wasn't even in the DVD player. So we do kind of a function check on the TV, the DVD player, see if anybody has their computer hooked up to it, see if somebody's just fucking with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
By this time, one guy's like, fuck you guys, I'm going back to the barracks. I don't have guard duty until like 3 o'clock the next afternoon. He's like, fuck you, I'm going back, going to sleep. It's like, you're a bitch. Anyway, we're still trying to figure this out. I have two more guys. They're like, fuck y'all, I'm going back to the barracks. This place is fucking haunted. And they picked a weird ass movie. They couldn't have picked a better movie. This ghost is fucked up. I was like, okay, cool. There was 5 of us. Now there's 2. So I was like, you're not fucking going anywhere.
Yeah.
By order of the SOG, you're not fucking going anywhere. And it was my buddy that was whistling the theme song. And our minds are just fucking blown at this point, right?
Right.
And I would say I would bring up sleep deprivation, but none of us were deprived of sleep at all because we were just on guard duty. That was it, right? It wasn't like a 24-hour duty. It was, the shift was a few hours and that was it.
Yeah.
So we watched Harold and Kumar escape from Guantanamo Bay.
Just to justify it.
No. I just like from the ether, or
okay.
some
you're watching the last
ghost.
30 minutes from the ether is like, this is fucking funny.
Yeah,
and
this
I've
is
been
fucking
stuck.
great.
I've been stuck in Okinawa forever.
Yeah, and I still like remember that story like it was yesterday. And it's just it blew me away, right? And there was a lot of ghost stories and stuff like that in Okinawa, but none where I watched the last part of a movie in a guard shack on a TV that didn't hook up to cable or anything else. It was one connection, man. It was the red, green, and white into the back of the TV, and there was one button, man. It was like eject, 2 buttons, eject and play. That was it. There wasn't even a remote for the fucker. You had to hit the play button when you got to the main menu on the DVD.
And hope the DVD didn't fuck it up. Like,
yeah,
because some of those menus were dicks. Like,
yeah, you had to like
you could
scroll down.
Scroll down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, yeah. Well, I'm glad that I'm not the only one that's fucking dealt with ghosts, because that's the thing. So how did
wish...
hold on real quick. I'm going to ask you 2 questions. So you all leave the guard shack the next day. Before you left, was there any more paranormal bullshit that happened?
No, it was cool. That was it.
Okay, so you had a ghost. You had a ghost that was just like, hey man, I want to fucking I don't get out much.
Yeah, like he was just chilling and thought Harold and Kumar. I mean, one was Asian, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe he just thought it was his people and wanted to watch a funny movie with an Asian dude in it. I don't know. Okay. Or he thought it was funny from when we were watching it earlier that day before we went on shift.
And then when you got off guard duty, did you guys ever talk about it again?
Oh yeah, dude. Like the next day, because we went, because we were basically on loan from our regular jobs, right? And at that point, I was a legal chief in Okie, and I was like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, all get to carry a pistol. We'll do cool shit. They're going to shoot us in the face with mace and tase us. It's going to be awesome, right? So I was like, let's fucking go. And I bet there's one guy that I still talk to that's one of my best friends that probably remembers his story, and his name's Blanca. And
I met him, right?
I don't think you've met him. He lives back east, around Virginia
Oh
area.
no, I definitely haven't met him then. Yeah,
But super good dude, and I think
he
he
can
would remember this
corroborate.
story.
He can corroborate.
I
Yeah.
think he could make sure that I wasn't fucking crazy. He wasn't in the guard shack that night, but he remembers, I think, hearing the stories and shit from the next day. Because when we went back, we're like, dude, you guys are never gonna fucking believe what happened to us last night. Told the story, and they're like, fuck you, whatever. And the five of us who were there, minus one, when he was like, fuck it, I'm out. I dealt with shit when I was a little kid, that type of shit.
Right. Right.
They were like, whatever, dude. But like weird shit would happen, like the lights would get kicked on, or the TV would get kicked off, or just like little small stuff that you can't really equate to haunting, but it was
Dude,
weird.
100% on the same page with you on that. So I believe in it, right? Because it's happened to me, and to the point, like I talked about last episode, where it would just like I just got to the point where it's like, listen, here's the laptop, here's the volume setting I'm comfortable with. Don't pick Despicable Me because I'll cry like a baby because I'm a dad missing his kids. But like, pick whatever you want. Like, just keep it down and don't sit on my feet because that feeling of like pressure that's not there, like I kind of
Hmm.
talked about, right?
Hmm.
I'm good with you not doing that. Like, here's a chair. Like, you would just watch it.
Yeah, yeah, and
And
don't turn on like the Patriot, because I'm gonna get sucked in,
yeah, I'm never gonna
and I'm
fucking
gonna
come
want to
back.
watch it. Yeah,
Yeah, don't
don't.
turn on Fury because Fury's fucking badass.
Yeah,
Like seriously,
yeah.
like
Brad Pitt in like World War II movies.
pretty hot.
Yeah,
I'd do him.
Inglorious Bastards. Yeah,
I'd smash.
I want my scalps.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
real. Like
it's
that.
fucking epic.
Most epic. Totally get it, but like I have to sleep too. I have to go to work, right?
Right. Well,
So,
and like the barracks was like 1,000 years old too, right?
oh
So
yeah,
I
always.
dealt with like a little girl in the barracks, and I dealt with like a very screamy ghost
Ah, that
in the
sucks.
barracks, which really, that one was probably the scariest, right?
Yeah,
Because
like a banshee.
yeah, because like he or she would like to scream in your face, like that close to your face while you were asleep,
Nope.
or while it thought you were asleep. So like I just got to the point where I was like, well, if I don't open my eyes and I just pretend like I'm still asleep,
It'll go away.
it'll go away.
I just had a Dan
And-
Aykroyd moment with you right now in Ghostbusters.
Dude, and like there was, and I'm pretty sure it was the same one that tried to push me out of my rack too. Like I slept with my back up against or like one side of my rack up against the wall, because we
Right.
had like bunk beds, dude, because we had a couch and a TV and shit. So it was like badass.
This is where the bouginess happened because where I was
Oh
at
yeah.
up in Camp Schwab, we had 3 to a room.
Oh no, dude.
We had no couches.
Oh no, nobody had couches. Two to a room, nobody had couches. We had a fucking couch. It had been tactically acquired over the ages and passed down from Marine to Marine.
It was a casting couch.
It could have been.
Like it was comfortable to play games on.
It was
And
awesome.
fucking
It was like those old, like very cushy common area couches.
oh yeah,
Like, remember the blue
like
with
like
like
the
the
day
like
room.
wooden
Yeah,
arms? Yeah, the
yeah,
day
the
room. Yeah,
day
yeah.
room one. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
No, it was passed
Had
down like,
the wooden swoosh on the end that came straight
yes.
down.
Yes. And we
And
were like third in succession of the couch passed down.
nice,
And yeah, shout out to Ware for giving us Corporal Ware, Chow Hall. And
nice.
yeah, so we took it through the joined head, plopped it in the room, made bunk beds, had all the room for activities.
But that's
But
fucking
yeah,
awesome.
it was crazy, dude, because it would like get behind me, and it would like push, like arms and legs, and try and push me out of bed.
That's what I'm talking about. Like that weird pressure that doesn't
Yeah.
exist. It
And you
doesn't
like
make
you
sense.
can't elbow something that's not there.
Yeah, like when as I kick over a garbage can, um, as I'm acting out what I would do, because I'm that person. So when the little girl would sit on the bed to watch the movies on my laptop,
Uh-huh.
I was like, "Get off my fucking feet, Monty!" Right? And I wake up and Monty would be like next to
I'm
me.
on the floor, bro.
He'd be like just laying next to me. I'm like, ah, fuck. And I'm like, hey, listen, okay, like don't sit on my feet. Like it's really weird. I don't need you to sit on my feet. I gave you a chair. Sit in the chair. Like you're not even watching the right side of the laptop. Like I set it up for you.
Chair's
He's
not comfy, bro. Chair wasn't
like,
comfy.
I started like fucking giving it things, for a while.
Like a
Giving her.
bean bag.
I was just like, hey, here's a blanket. Like drape it over the chair. Wrap up in it. Like you might be cold. I don't fucking know. Do ghosts feel
I don't know how
cold?
this works.
I don't. Yeah, like if you're the same ghost that I saw that walked through like a fucking Quonset hut in fucking 29 Palms, like, okay, look, obviously you've been wandering for a while. Here's some warmth, right? Like,
Yeah, it gets cold
whatever.
out there. Yeah,
Yeah,
people don't think the desert gets cold, but it
it
gets
gets
super
fucking
cold.
cold as shit. So, um,
So let's hear this. Let's hear this untold story
okay,
that
so
you're so scared of.
I'm not scared of the story. So, but here's something that I will tell you. I'll start off with, I do not have any doormats that say welcome.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, and I'll never have them because when you have a welcome doormat and you place it there, you're inviting entities into your home.
Just rolling on in like a big dick in a locker
They
room.
don't give a fuck at all, right?
Yeah, I
So
could see that. I never thought about that,
yeah,
but
so
that
you might
makes a lot of
wanna you
sense.
might wanna make sure your shit don't say nothing like that.
Yeah, no, I
Like,
don't even have a doormat, bro.
yeah, I have two doormats there on the inside, and they're just fucking plain doormats, and I'll never have one that says
Like
welcome.
if you're coming to my house and I'm letting you in,
Fine.
generally you're coming in through the garage,
Yeah, accurate.
you know?
I Not my house because that's not a thing.
Also, I mean, it's a little different. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Um, so here's the story. Um, it's a twofold story, and if I ramble, you know the code. Okay, cool.
like
Just
on Morse, like Morse code.
okay.
All right.
I'm trying to get better at storytelling because I go into detail that I actually shouldn't have to go into.
You're like a campfire storyteller.
Yeah, I mean that's just how I've always. I mean, you've met my dad, right?
Well,
That's my
yeah, I mean,
model.
yeah, like father like
Right.
son. That's
Yeah.
great.
So,
His stories are cool though.
I mean, I've heard them all 2,000 times, so I could tell them verbatim for you as well.
Dad story time.
Yeah. Ah, cool.
Circle up, kids.
I'm gonna go ahead and get all of the bourbon in the house, and we're going to drink, and I'll tell you the stories, and I'll finish his sentences for
It's
him,
gonna be awesome.
and he's gonna get so pissed.
Pops Robertson.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm 11, and we used to go up to this place in the high Uintas called Cliff Lake, and the only way to get there is you go down through this really fucked up road, a road that was so bad that we were following my uncle in one day and he dropped his entire rear axle.
Oh, that's not good.
And we had to go get shackles and install shit on the side, like on boulders, because you couldn't get there unless you had a lifted truck. And we're talking like 1980s to like 1995, 96 time frame, right? So like that's
Okay.
how often we went up there.
Yeah, people still worked on their own shit.
Yeah, so we would go up there every year in the summer. We'd stay for like 3 weeks and just in tents in the backwoods. It was awesome.
You'd stay for 3 weeks?
Yeah, man, we caught all of our own food. It was fucking awesome.
Holy
And I
shit.
learned how to fly fish rivers there, well, streams, because I live in Montana now, and now I know what a fucking river actually looks like. But it was called a river, whatever. Beside the point, I digress, if you will, sir.
Tomato, tomato.
Um, so part of, well, probably like 20 miles, you had to drive on the Ute Reservation to get through.
What? Are
Yeah,
you sure?
yeah, swear to God, on my
Okay.
kids.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, so you have to go up through Duchesne, through Vernal, and then you bust the backcountry on this road to get to this place called Cliff Lake.
Cliff Lake. Okay.
So we're cruising, and it's a tiny lake. Like you can probably
Yeah, it's
swim
not
across this
big.
lake. No, it's tiny. Anyway, so we're cruising the back country, and there's this gate where there's a cattle guard. And I'm like, I've crossed this, I don't know, like 11, 12, 13 maybe, whatever. I've been there many, many times. Okay. And there's granite everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's
Big
got like
giant.
it's got the trifecta. Then that's what
Yeah,
you're
it's
saying.
it's like basically everything that Politis talks to you about, like don't go to these fucking places alone
Yeah,
thing.
whatever you do, don't do this.
Yeah. So um we're driving, we hit the road, and now when you hit the road, it says don't leave the road. This is Native American land. You can drive on the road, no big deal. And like the youths are really cool about it. Whatever, not a big deal. And we're driving, and it's I don't know, maybe July. It's not like fucking frosty outside. We're in my dad's '76 Chevy. It's me, my dad, and my little brother, and my
It's a good
mom.
year, right?
And my mom's passed out. My little brother's like passed out, and I got the window because I actually know what? I don't even think my mom was there. Thinking about it, it was me, my dad, and my little brother on the bench seat in the front of the Chev.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
right. And my little brother's passed out laying on me, and my dad's fucking just listening to whatever 8-track shit he had in his truck, probably CCR.
Right.
And the window's a little bit fogged up, so I reach up and I pull my shirt down, and I like wipe the window down so I can see. And when I do that,
Oh, I've
I
heard this story. I
yeah.
remember this story now.
Yeah, dude, I'm like fucking having anxiety telling you the story because it's so fucking real to me. But like, I look out the window and there's a face keeping pace with us at like 40 miles an hour,
Fuck all that.
looking right in the window at me. And I'm like, Dad, Dad. And he's like, What? I'm driving. And I'm like, Did you see the face? And he's like, No. I'm like, What are you talking about? It's right here. Look. And he's like,
Yeah.
he looks over, and this thing fucking fades out of view. Like, it's like this. Dude, it's a human face, man. It's like a man face looking
It's
at
like
me. And it's not like it's a man face with long hair, and it's got like I want to almost pretend like it's had war paint, but I can't guarantee that just because it was kind of blurry, right? And it
well, I mean,
fades
you're
off.
driving along, right? You're
Yeah,
driving
yeah,
along, so
yeah, and
it's
it's looking at me, fucking keeping pace. And it had like I remember this like the part of it that I remember the most was the eyes. They
oh
were
yeah. Those are
like
hard to forget.
they were like the best way I can explain it to the listeners is in Game of Thrones, the Ice King's blue eyes. But
Oh, that's
imagine
scary.
that they aren't blue, they're black and shades of black with white insides.
That's scary. It's a
Yeah,
scary eye.
fucking both of them looking right at me. And it like right when I said dad, dad, it literally had this no face, like no smile, no grin, anything. And then it grinned from ear to ear, this creepy fucking grin. And then
Ah, screw that.
it fades out, right? And I'm like, that's
Like
okay.
faded out, like it was like it ran
Like no,
further
no,
away from the.
like it ran further but kind of at an angle away from the truck. Like it was
Okay.
pulling away from the
Yeah.
truck,
It was
right?
like there's a big tree. I'm gonna come out this
Yeah, coming
way, and
around
then
and
I'm
come back,
coming
right?
back at you. Yeah.
Right. So we're about to exit the Ute reservation to go back on state land.
So is there more than one Cliff Lake?
No,
Okay.
maybe. Anyway.
I'm trying to figure out the relation between Bond's property and this
Oh,
Cliff Lake.
oh no, yeah, different area. Wait, like he maybe you can get there a different road, but I don't know.
34 minutes, dude.
Yeah, fuck that.
34
Okay,
minutes down the road.
okay. So
I'm just double checking because I found two, and one was to the east and one was to the west.
one, it's east. It's the east one.
Okay, so in relation to it, 34 miles and Mount Watson. It's by Mount Watson.
Sure. I
All
haven't
right.
been back. I haven't been back since I was 15. So
Don't fucking blame me. Okay, finish.
okay.
Finish.
So we're coming up, and I'm like wide awake now, like almost terrified, but just kind of confused. My
Mm-hmm.
dad's laughing at me, And we used to have this thing, like there were a million rabbits, right? And so if you are a tree hugging hippie, turn off the mic right now. Don't listen anymore. But as growing up, there were so many rabbits everywhere that my dad would just drive and chase rabbits and yeah, and he would like let me drive at like 13, 14, and we would drive and I would do the same thing because that's just what he did because it was just there were billions of them, right? Well, all of a sudden, this figure kind of comes back in and then it turns into a fucking coyote and runs across the road right in front of us as we're leaving the reservation.
Fuck all of that.
Yeah, dude, like I know I've said I've got chills multiple times recently on these podcasts, and I'm not really one to get scared because I just kind of look at fear as just a lack of unknown. However, there are some things out there that will straight fucking suck your soul out. So I had no idea what it was. No fucking clue, right? Here's the weirdest part about this whole story for me that made this real, and I'll talk about what it's actually called here in a minute. So,
just say it, bro.
No, I will in a minute.
Just say it.
It's a
build
up. It's a foreshadowing build up. Let me fucking tell the story.
All right, the crescendo.
Your crescendo. Yes, yeah,
okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So here we are, and like the Utes are really cool for the most part. Like just don't fuck with them, and they won't fuck with you. They respect you if you stop and pick up garbage. They were actually pretty decent, a pretty good tribe
like
in that aspect.
If you're a good human being, they're not gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, you just don't fucking go on their land. Just stay on the road and don't fucking go on their land, right? Not a big deal.
For permission.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, fine. So we are at Cliff Lake, and Cliff Lake has a lake above it, and then there's Cliff Lake, and there's a dam. Outside of the dam is this fucking place where you can catch the most delicious brook trout I've ever had in my entire life.
Ever.
And I've caught brook trouts everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go down by the stream and I'm gonna fish. And my dad's like, cool, just don't go too far. He's like, you can take your brother if you want. And I was like, fucking leave that asshole behind. I don't want to fucking deal with him. Just throw rocks in the water and scare the fish off. I'm just gonna go by myself. Not a big deal. He's like, okay, cool. We're gonna go shooting pot guts. We're gonna be on the hill behind the tent. Not a big deal. Cool. Little brother's getting trigger time. I'm getting fucking, I don't have to deal with adults and little brother time. Let's fucking go. I'm like 1945 kid, right?
Let's rock and roll.
Let's fucking go. So I start going down and I'm fishing and I catch 3 brook trout and I'm fucking jazzed about it, right?
Little brookies are fun, dude. And
they're fucking so good. And back then it's like, there wasn't really limits on fish you just could catch because I'm a fucking old person.
Especially in those high Uintas lakes, man. Yeah. And tiger trout, funnest trout ever to catch because they're like this big, but they fight like a 10-pound bass. Yeah, it's so much fun. So I'm just throwing a fucking fly out there and I'm catching fucking fish and I keep walking down the stream to different spots and I get to the spot and I look up. I can't hear the gunshots anymore. So I'm like, oh, maybe I'm a little bit too far. And fine, like I'm trying to be responsible. And I look up, and when I look up, I see 3 Native Americans sitting on horses on the top of this ridge. And I wave at them, and they don't do anything back. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm getting too close to like their property, their land. Like that runs through the land.
Yeah, so like we're getting close to where they're at. I don't know. I'm just my dad's like, hey, just don't go out on the Ute reservation land. And I'm like, I don't know what that fucking means because I'm 13-year-old, 12-year-old kid. Whatever. I'm in the woods. I don't care. Grow up in the woods. Don't give a shit.
Whose woods are they? Yeah.
Yeah, like whatever. Cool.
It's God's woods, man.
They're not gonna fucking, in my mind, they're almost like they're not gonna do anything to you because you're a kid. They're just gonna fucking scare you away. I'm okay with that. And I go down one more fishing hole and I catch 3 brooks out of that. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. I'm like, I got 6 fish. I'm gonna go back and fucking count my piece, right? Well, every time I would move to a different fishing spot, I would look up and they would be sitting there and they'd move to a different location. Well, I catch this fish, pull it up, put it in. I look up and they're there. And then I go down and I take my fly and I attach it to the bottom eyelet of my hole and I look back up and they're gone. And I'm like, okay, that's fucking weird because it wasn't like they were on the top of a ridge where they could go behind the ridge. They were just following me along the ridgeline below it, probably like a
Okay.
quarter mile below on their horses.
Okay.
Not a big deal. So then I'm like, cool. I put my fish line on and I go. And it's not like this ridgeline is not able to be seen because it's the fucking only ridgeline you can see because everything else has got fucking trees all over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's past the tree line then.
Yeah. Like I can see, and I know that they know that I'm there, because I've waved at them multiple times and they're, they know what's going on in their realm, right? So I leave and come back, and my dad's like, "Hey, how'd you do?" And I pull out fucking 6 brook trouts, and I'm like, "I fucking did great." And he's like, "Good, you
He's
got
like,
dinner, fucking
fucking
cooking
A,
up,
yeah.
fucking A, right?" Well, that night, we typically hear coyotes, and they usually stay away from camp, right?
Yeah.
Well, that night there was a coyote that just like yipped and yapped right outside of our tent the whole night. A single coyote.
Just being a dick.
Yeah, and I was like, "Fuck!" And my dad's like, "I'm gonna get my fucking." He called it birthdays. It's 44. He fucking gets up, right? He walks out the tent and he's like, "I'm gonna go fucking kill this dog. Like this is stupid." And it's fine because fuck coyotes, regardless.
Yeah, they're dicks.
And he walks outside and he's like, "Couldn't find it." I'm like, "What are you fucking talking about? Like you can literally feel the breath on the tent."
I'm like, how do you not see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we pack up and everything else after like 3 weeks and we head home. And I don't think anything about it. Not a damn thing. For years. Okay. So then I join the Marine Corps Reserve.
Okay.
And we have a Native American part of the Marine Corps Reserve. But he's what's the tribe down south? It's the Navajo. So he's a Navajo guy, right? His name's
He's not.
Lewis. He's
Okay.
Navajo, right? He's actually the guy that I talked about last week. Um, and so he's like, we do some training and stuff. We get to know each other. I saved his life in Okinawa. Well, actually, in not Okinawa, but in Hawaii from heat stroke, actual true heat stroke, right? And we get to talking and stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I grew up on the res, and there's like shit you don't talk about on the res." I'm like, "What do you talk about?" And like, he's like, "You're white, you wouldn't know." I'm like, "Well, I've been on a lot of reservations. I mean, and
I've seen some
I,
shit.
I was like, I've seen this," and he looks at me, and I told him the story, and he was like, he says something in Navajo, and he's like, "You can't say that during the night," and I was like, "What is it though?" And he's like, "It's a fucking skinwalker." And I'm like,
Dun,
"What the
dun,
fuck
dun.
is a skinwalker?" He's like, "It's a evil shaman, the changeling. Like it's a cursed spirit."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dude, I'm like fucking like over here freaking out right now. So, but like he's like, "It's a fucking cursed spirit." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up. What does that even fucking mean, dude?" Like, I believe in the old ways. So if it's an old thing.
So you remember my story, right? You remember where I remember now where I've heard this story. You told me this story on that trip.
Yeah, that wasn't meant to be a fucking scary story at the trip. It was just like, hey, keep an eye out for this dumb shit
Yeah, you told me that story on the fucking trip,
up by Current
and
Creek.
then up by Current Creek and Skinwalker
Yeah,
that
Skinwalker.
that night.
Yep.
I didn't even fucking put that together until just now.
So here's the part that freaks me out, right? So I talked to my buddy randomly through the years. Like we've kept in touch, but just via Facebook. It's not like we've fucking actually seen each other in fucking like 10 years now, right?
Right.
His name's Lewis. And he's a res cop. And he used to send me Snapchats of some shit that he was dealing with on the res.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's a res cop anymore. I think he works for the Federal Native Affairs something.
Oh,
Uh,
I like not IHS, but
I think it's
I know.
Native Affairs,
Well,
and
there's like IHS, which is like Indian Health.
Right. And
services, and then there's
there's
I know what you're
another
talking
one.
about. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, so basically what they do is they enforce the law of the land in each of the tribes, right? They make sure that there's nothing that's they try to make sure that nothing bad's happening, but obviously there's a bunch of shit that's bad is happening on a lot of these pieces, right? Um, because that people is broken because of all the shit they've had to experience since we came to America, right? Let's be real. Be real on that.
I think, yeah, 100%. Like, there's a whole lot of fucked up shit that was done,
Yeah, absolutely,
and
absolutely.
like their culture and the things that they know. I just hope that it hasn't been lost to all, to the younger generations and stuff like that.
I hope so
Because
too.
I'm not pretending like I know any of it, but it's valuable information.
Absolutely, absolutely. So
I mean, it literally helped us win World War II.
facts, code talkers,
Yeah.
right?
Wind
So
talkers.
was it code talkers or wind talkers?
It's wind talkers, bro. It's
Was
the same
that the
shit.
Nick? That was a Nick Cage film.
Yeah, same thing. It was named after them.
I thought it was just that. Whatever. Oh, agree to disagree. Let's find somebody who can
Yeah.
Google that shit for us in the future.
Either way, Indians are cool. They have a lot of information that
Yeah,
should
facts,
probably we should
facts.
probably they should yeah, write it down.
So, dude, fucking tells me that I tell him kind of the light version of the story I just said. Right? He's like, and then I tell him about the natives that were following and kind of watching me, and he's like, they were watching you because they wanted to make sure that you were safe.
So they knew
Think,
something sketchy was in the
think
area.
about. Look, dude.
Yeah, I just got it
Fuck
too, man. It's fucking
that, dude.
scary.
Dude. So think about that for a minute, right? They wanted to protect me as
Uh-huh.
a white kid that's fishing near their
Yeah,
land,
dumb teenager that's just fishing.
right? And he's like, that shit's real. And he's like, you will never get anybody on a reservation to speak of him. And so it came to a fruition when I was talking to some different like beliefs out there, and I've stated multiple times that I'm Norse pagan. I've been on the Christian side, and I whatever like whatever floats your boat, whatever helps you be a better person, follow that. Is what I always tell everybody. Like, I don't give a fuck what you believe in, just be a good person, right? But here's the thing. So I don't talk about it at night because I have a reverence for it. And that's when I saw it, and that's when they
Mhm.
fucking come out, right? I don't have fucking welcome mats at my house. You're welcome if I invite you to my home, but if you're something, an entity, a spirit, or whatever that's not welcomed, I don't want you here. So the weird caveat to that is the little girl. Here's the thing: the house that I was living in was haunted before I got there, right? The spirit that I saw that is very reminiscent of that little girl that's here and was in my old house. Like, I never told her stop. I never told her don't follow me. I never told her any of these things because I didn't fucking know. Like that's not a thing you think about because you're just like, is this
Right.
really
It's
happening, right?
right.
But
It's
every single house that I've ever been in that has had a welcome mat, which is two, bad shit happens for no reason.
oh yeah, that's weird. I never thought about the whole welcome mat thing.
Yeah,
Never.
it's really weird because you like go into ancient like myth and ancient thought process, and you think about it in an aspect of like vampires. Just whether or not they exist or don't, like we're talking about paranormal shit. So like there's a conversation we've had already about
I mean, there's a story
Romanians
there for
never being,
something.
yeah, right.
There's a story there for
Romanians never actually being hurt or injured. It's a curse or something of that sort, and major catastrophes or whatever. I don't know how valid that is. I'm just going off of things that have been said on the webs. We don't know what's real anymore in the world, right?
right.
So here's the thing though, like if vampires have to ask permission to come in your home, why wouldn't everything else that's on the kind of sketchy side have to ask permission, right? You have to
I could
invite something.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, even like people that get like, oh my God, there's a ghost in my house. I used the Ouija board though.
Right, no
Isn't that
shit.
like inviting it in? It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's opening
fuck
a
that,
gateway.
dude. Yeah,
You
burn
even
that shit.
go back to the Abrahamic belief, right? So you talk about like when the plagues happened, right?
Hmm.
And Moses came out and he said, basically mark your door with the blood on the door above and then on the
Right.
sides
For your
with the
firstborn, yeah.
firstborn to protect your firstborn. Well, what is that blood doing? It's warding off an entry into your home,
Yeah.
right? Think about it.
Yeah, no, I could see that for
Welcome
sure.
mats are witchcraft that invites shit into your home. That's not bad. And by the way, when I say witchcraft, I'm not saying witches are bad. I'm saying that you have in every facet aspect of
Supernatural.
life. Yeah,
Supernatural is what you're saying.
everything in
Supernatural,
life
something that's not
is
supposed to be
good.
there.
Yeah, good or bad in every aspect of life. Supernatural, metanatural, whatever it is. So I don't talk about that often because fuck skinwalkers, because you can't shoot a motherfucking skinwalker and they will literally take your soul. So I have one fear in this world besides losing my family. The one fear that I have in this world is my soul being taken from me, and they take your soul. They don't just fucking take you and kill you. They remove your soul so you can never go to wherever you want to go after your life. And part of me is like, I've learned so much right now. Like, I have so much information that I could just fucking splooge on the next life. Why? You know? So I don't fuck with ancient beliefs because ancient beliefs are the longest standing beliefs, and I don't fuck with any of the things. Like if like there's a saying like a horse will never walk on a Native American burial ground. They'll walk around it.
Yeah, no, I
And
think that's like 1,000% true because I've had several friends that are of that descent
Mhm.
say that they will not. I have a buddy who almost got ejected off his horse because they were, they're full speed, they're at a good gallop, and the horse just stopped. And they found out later because they were on the res. He grew up on the res
Mhm.
that there was a burial ground there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like it makes sense, right? So animals are keen to shit that we're not keen to. You know, we think we're the smartest thing in the world on the planet, but we're just another fucking we're
God, we're
just a
so
different
we're
species.
so dumb.
We're fucking dumb.
We're
We're just a
so
different
dumb.
species.
Yeah.
So that is my scary trifecta, if you will, right? So it's really three things. One to me is confirmed, one is plausible, and one I can give a fuck if you believe me or not. Like that's where I'm at. But if you, as a listener to this fucking podcast, to our meetup, have something, I keep asking for this because we can only talk about this as much as you guys contribute.
Right. We only have so many stories.
I mean, I can reach out to my friends, and my friends are fucked up too, and they have all sorts of shit. But like, I don't want to tell their stories, just their stories, because that seems like it's coming from me, right?
Yeah, I want to
Or
hear your
come from
stories.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So with that though, there's an aspect of being and understanding, like the ability to commit violence and do violence. But we were talking a little bit earlier, and you have some sort of thing that you want to talk about. So we talk about men's mental health every time we're on here. Here's one thing before a disclaimer that I want to throw out there. So we're not professionals at doing any of this, so don't mistake that. We're advocates for men's mental health because really we're just tired of our friends fucking clearing their minds.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like there's nothing in this world that happens to you that you can't overcome. And I say nothing in the aspect of situations that affect you. Now, obviously, if you lose all of your arms, your legs, and you have this spot where you're stuck. I'm not really speaking to you. I'm talking about circumstances surrounding you. Girlfriend breaks up with you. You know, you lose your job. Your boyfriend breaks up with you. Whatever that is, that situation, you can overcome it. I promise you can. And we're just advocates of that. I'm not a mental health specialist, neither is the Jarl. We are just here as an outlet, a way to help maybe add another coping mechanism to your repertoire, right? Go seek professional help.
Well, and you're here for a reason, right? So I know that there's a whole lot of people that have. I think one of the biggest things that I see is people that have, that survivor's guilt, that survivor's remorse,
Yep.
and there's a whole lot of people that impacts them really hard. but what they have to remember is that they're here for a reason.
Yes. Always.
And that reason might not be your own, and it might be for somebody else down the line. The reason why you're here might be for somebody else, 5 years, 10 years from now. But you're here for something. And you
Yeah.
might be here to save somebody else. You might be here, there's a reason, right?
Absolutely. So I have like basically two mantras that I live by. And I'm not saying you guys should do this, and this is just the way that I cope with my life in general. Because if you've met me in person or you actually get to know me, I put all of the irons in the fire, and then I try to grab them by the part that's on fire. That's just who I am.
I can verify this.
100%.
Verify, yeah,
Right?
validated, blue check mark, whatever the fuck you want. It is a thing.
Hey, here's the thing: the two mantras that I live by, right? So the only way to affect change is by being the change that you want to see in the world. That change could be something as simple as just saying to the stressed out customer service person who's calling you because you're 20 days past due on your bill that you owe. And no, this isn't you. I'm stressed out. I have no way to fund this. Can we find a way to work through this? They might be having a bad day because they have to deal with fuck asses all the time,
All day.
all day long, right? And if you've never been in customer service, you should just do it for 2 days in a row, and then you'll like understand their aspect, right?
Right.
Whether it's the steak was burnt or the steak was undercooked or whatever, be compassionate. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the understanding. Be the compromise in the world. Because that moment, that smile, that kindness can change somebody's absolute life. And I've seen it personally.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, and so many people live online now, right?
yeah, they're they're,
So
s- they're fishing for the next like.
yeah, which in this type of situation, that's that's what you need to stay in business now, which
Yeah.
is especially in the situation that we're in. We want to have people like and share and comment and do all that stuff. So we we can grow our business, grow our our brand, that thing. But really, it's not the most important thing to us. The most important thing is maybe one of you clicks on this randomly because it pops up on YouTube as a suggestion, and you see a couple of dudes just bullshitting, and it saves your life. It gives you something to do. You were gonna, it could be just a very small impact. Might not even change your life. Might just be like, hey, I found this cool new thing, or somebody to make fun of. Fuck it, make fun
Fuck
of
it.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't give a
I
shit.
don't
Yeah.
care. Yeah,
I do not. We have no shame. Like, there's nothing you can say about us that's really going to be something we haven't sold each other.
So, yeah, exactly.
Fucking for real.
But it's just just having any kind of minor, major impact. It doesn't matter. We just we want to be part of it. We want to grow the culture and the people around us and the people around you, and give some of the tools that have helped us can help you too.
Yeah, just put them in your tool bag. You don't know how often you may or may not use them. It's just an so. And if you meet me in person, I'm actually like probably too hardcore about saving people sometimes, right? Because I like the Jarl can speak to this as well. I would bring people in my home and help them get back on their feet, but like it's not my responsibility to do that. It's your responsibility to do my next mantra, right? Um, and that's chase greatness. Whatever you think is great in your life, and we discount financials as greatness. I don't think that the best people I've met in this world are rich. Usually the rich people are assholes, right?
Oh
The
yeah.
people that I meet that are the people that I strive to be like embrace the mentality that I lead by example.
Well, they're rich in personality and ethos, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of leads us into the conversation that you started with me. You haven't told me about, so this is a surprise to me this time. It's weird.
Surprise.
Right. So it's trust and have peace in your violence. So
So
elaborate on that for the listeners.
so I've heard it in different versions, but I think it really strikes home, especially with the veteran group, right? Male, female, doesn't really matter. It's the trust and have peace in your violence because we're a very violent crew.
Yep.
We've seen some of the worst things known to man.
If you ever want to give up on humanity, just become a veteran.
Yeah. We've seen some of the worst things, done some of the worst things, and you have to be in a place mentally where and we talked about this a little bit last time where you you did what you did because you had to. Don't live in the past. Don't dwell on what you did before. But at the same time, you have to trust and be at peace with the violence that you committed or the violence that you were a part of before
Or
you can move forward and take that next step. And I think that was something important from last time that we didn't talk about because if you don't think back and trust that you did that violence or have peace in that violence, then you're never going to be able to take that next step forward.
I think to add on to that too, and this might be a profound thought that I have because I'm drinking. So write this down.
Oh, shit.
Right. So the world tells us as men that we're victims, and even women, and whatever is in between, right? That we're victims. I give a fuck about worldviews. So here's the thing. Everybody has the ability to commit violence, whether it's a violence of actions, or violence of words, or violence of thought, or violence of emotion. Everybody has that, right? Hold that close to you as close as possible and don't ever let anybody see it unless they deserve it. But move away from a victim mentality. I give a fuck about what happened to you in the past. I care about what you're doing in the future and in the
Yeah.
present. And in the past, I've talked about Montana, my dog,
Hmm.
episode 2, right? And how episode 2 actually changed my life. My dog changed my life. Well, here's the thing, hold that violence close to you. But the biggest thing is take that violence and put it to, put it to use that benefits you, right? Don't inflict violence on anybody who doesn't deserve it. Own it.
Right.
Stop having a victim mentality is really what it is. You're a fucking veteran. You're a man. You wake up every day and you fucking win. And yeah, that shit's monotonous as fuck, dude. Oh God, it's so monotonous. But
But
like we wake good.
at some point, you've taken care of yourself and you've taken care of others. Sometimes you've taken care of a platoon. Sometimes you've taken care of a company, and so on and so forth, right? So the world tells you that you can be a victim, but really the world consists of really stupid news outlets and things like that. But you get a group of, 20, 30 dudes in a room that were veterans or females, female veterans as well. And they're going to be just as hardcore. They're not going to cry about shit. They're just going to do what they need to do. And
Yeah.
sometimes your violence comes from doing what needed to be done.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so trust in that violence, trust in the violence. Know that you are one of the most hardcore motherfuckers out there. You can commit
Yes.
the ultimate fucking violence, but you choose not to.
The scariest people and the most successful people I've ever met in my entire life are the people who smile when I meet them and laugh. And the reason why they're scariest is because you know damn well that that person gives literally no fuck about a victim mentality and they're willing to impart that violence that they own on you if you fuck up.
Oh yeah.
They're
And
like the
you
scariest people ever.
right. And that's the thing is some of you people that are listening or, commenting on stuff are some of the most violent fucking people ever. And that's okay. That's what
Yeah,
your job was
it
to
doesn't
be violent.
be violent. Yeah,
Win a war.
you don't have to fucking apologize for bringing freedom to people and protecting freedom. Never be apologetic. Own it. Some things that you do in those circumstances, you can't undo. And you can't armchair quarterback them. So stop.
Yeah.
You are put in the situations that you're put into, and it's either them or you. And unfortunately, if you're alive and it was a rough situation, that's something you have to come to grips with. You have to own that violence, and you don't have to tout it. Just own it, accept it. It's okay, because
Yeah,
what that's done for you is it's made you a better person.
yeah, and it's over. You were in that spot to commit that violence because you were the best equipped to do that violence.
Yeah.
And you were the best equipped to make it out.
Yeah.
So and now we're in those positions where some of us are washed up, some of us are old, some of us are broken, but man, you flip that switch and there's the ability to commit a whole lot of violence.
I had a conversation with my family this week with all the weird shit that's floating over like the world, the United States, right?
Montana.
Specifically Montana, like out of all the places I could have moved to that was trying to get away from technology and fucking people, now all of a sudden I've got fucking spycraft and fucking aliens and all the fucking other shit, right?
It's just
So,
Chinese technology. You're just back in the tech world, bro.
fuck it, whatever. So here's the thing. Like I had a conversation with my family and I said, listen, we're gonna go Red Dawn, OG Red Dawn. Also, New G Red Dawn was pretty
Like
good too.
I was
Red
gonna
Dawn
say
in general,
it wasn't
it was
bad.
no, it was a follow on, like a different generation follow on, right?
Yeah,
Here's
like
the
we
thing,
had to
right?
do Red Dawn twice.
Like, yeah,
Son of
like
a bitch.
maybe we should secure our borders.
Maybe.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I thought we had some sort of like space fucking tech in place.
Black Hawk down.
We are gonna get so good at this by the time anybody else
Uh,
joins.
there's so much. Ah, shit. There goes again.
Why are you even adjusting right now?
I'm not. I'm trying to power.
I for anybody who's watching this on YouTube, I hope everybody's enjoying the fucking ceiling. It's
The
very nice.
power.
It's very, very fucking texture
The
ceiling.
power.
Um, so with us, and just a real quick recap. So Alex is embracing his power violence right
Yes,
now and
because
trying to
I
fucking
needed
break
power.
he's
Because I
trying to break
needed power.
his iPad. So if you're out there, and I had this conversation with my family, and I was like, listen, if you ever go outside in the yard, or you look outside, and there are paratroopers in our yard, just start shooting them.
Just go.
And I'm like, just fucking pick up guns and shoot them. And they were like, well, what if they're Americans? So I'm like, America is probably not going to parachute into Montana.
Yeah, or into your yard.
Yeah, they're just not going to. Right? Like just be prepared to do those things. And my family looked at me kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like that's weird.
God, you're
And
a
I'm like,
paranoid old fuck.
paranoid, you're a Vietnam vet 2.0. It's fine. And I said for a minute, I had to stop and be like, no, I'm on the right path. Because if you don't prepare yourself mentally to have to flip that switch, like you said, Jarl, was to commit that, then you're in a situation that is going to be more like full of terror than anything else, right?
Yeah.
So prepare yourself to
Well,
commit violence.
it goes along with that old saying, pray for peace, prepare for war.
Yeah, the warrior's prayer.
It's yeah, it's just it's real, and sometimes in history it's more real than other times, but it is definitely real right now.
Yeah, I mean, what is war?
fucking violence.
Huh. Huh. Good God,
Unchained violence.
what is good for?
Why are you singing it?
Absolutely
You're singing
nothing.
it like Jackie Chan, dude.
Yeah, that's the way that I know.
It's the only way to sing
It's
it,
the
man.
only way. So I mean, so if you're a veteran of any kind, because I don't ever discount our female comrades, if you will, because they're braver than I would ever be. I would never be able to sustain the dumb shit that they've dealt with. Like you can't
Oh,
go
yeah.
battle, you can't go fight, you can't do all the, you can't fucking do the things. Yeah, fuck off. I don't give a fuck about that.
Copious amounts of things.
Yeah, and then dealing with 19-year-old, 20-year-old testosterone levels that make no sense, that they're not good at anything,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All the tests. All the
right?
vitamin T.
Facts. So, just prepare yourself to stop being a victim. You're not a victim. You're a killer. You're a warrior. You are all of the things that they said, but you don't have to do those things. At the end of the day, from our perspective, you're just a fucking winner because you've already battled the dumb shit that we all had to deal with.
Yeah, you've already won.
Yeah, so just go fucking do that. And if you lost somebody close to you and you have survivor's guilt, the best way to recover from that, for speaking from personal experience, go live your life in a way that would honor your friends.
Yeah. Reach out to others. Save others too.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing that got me through my dark times is helping others.
We are the biggest small group, if that makes any sense,
Yeah.
ever in history, because we are still the 1%
Hmm.
as far as, veterans go. But we're the biggest group that we've ever had with World War II, there was a draft, right?
Yeah.
But we're the biggest group since the end of World War II, and
It's like
we're still the
like
small group,
it's like 3 million strong now.
Yeah. And it minuses and takes away every day.
Yep.
We want to stop the minuses, we just want to add to the group, but there's more of us than there's probably ever been in history right now because we went through, what was it, 10 years or 15 years of war?
20 years, dude.
20 years? Yeah, 20. That's how long it's been since the whole damn thing started. So I digress. More now than there was at the end of World War II.
Yep.
And really, our thought processes and the way that we try and keep our heads above water is a little bit different than before because we're facing a different kind of animal now where everything is on the internet, where everybody has an opinion, right? We even have our own opinions. And really, just look out for, your brothers around you, your sisters around you,
Yeah.
and just look out for each other, dude. Like, cause your grasp is only so far.
Right. Well, and the big thing is you can't fill anybody else's cup until your cup's full anyways, right? So don't fill anybody else's cup. Just live your life in a way that you are full. And if you feel like you can't, seek help to get full.
Oh yeah,
Like professional help. Don't call us because we're going to tell you, have you had a beer today? And you're going to be
yeah.
like, I'm an alcoholic.
I
Oh yeah,
just
don't
filled
do
my
that.
cup. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, And so like it's one of those things that we have to talk about in the long and short of it, because that's what this podcast is always about. This podcast is a guideline for you guys. Don't don't think that you have to match us either. Just do your own thing. Spin off your own variation. Do your thing. Seek the help that you need to that's professional. We're advocates for you. That's all we are.
yeah. And we're here for you when you're having a shit day.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're here for each other when we're having a shit day. And
It's happened multiple
there's
times.
yeah, there's shitty things that are gonna happen, but all you can do is try and be there for each other, and there's, veterans out there, there's the boys in blue, there's firefighters, first responders, like all of it, dude. Everybody's seen some shit, right?
Can you imagine like the shit? Like I was talking to my dad to add on to that, right? So my dad was a firefighter. He retired as a battalion chief after 29 years or 30, no, sorry, 32 years of service. You think that my dad doesn't fucking want to talk to me about some shit? And I'm like, didn't want to hear that, but I still listen. Like you can't provide solace to him. But what you can do is you can embrace that peace that comes with I was in the moment and I had to do the thing.
Well, it's like what we talked about last time. You know, sometimes you just telling somebody is the
Helps.
most helpful thing that you can do. And, you know, sometimes it's the PG version, but it still helps.
Yeah. Little bits help. Little wins win. So on that note though, we have been friends for coming up on 8 years
It's been a long time.
ish. It's been enough,
Oh,
right?
you got older, dude. I stayed the same age.
I hope you stub your fucking toe again.
I
All of
might.
them.
Have boots
I'm not
on.
old. I'm not even the oldest person here.
Well, you're not
Well, I mean
young.
here.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
you're definitely the oldest person there.
Fuck off. Um, so one thing that we do, and if you ever are at a meetup with us, you'll probably see some shenanigans.
Oh,
Did you?
definitely
Yeah,
shenanigans.
yeah. You might go to the restroom and come back and have a bar soap in your coffee.
So dumb.
All right. So I
we
want to know.
live we live by the rule: don't pass out with your shoes on.
Yeah, because if you do, you're gonna have some shit happen to you. So don't. When you're with us, you're not required to drink alcohol at all. Make sure you guys know that. You're never ever required to drink a drink with us. It's not a part of hanging out with us. We're here to make sure that you're part of our community, right? So we do have to have a conversation about the boat
Oh,
and some pranks.
yeah, no, because he always falls asleep with the shoes on.
He fucking always falls asleep in general.
That's true. He's mildly narcoleptic.
What was it? Circa 2019? 2020.
Yeah, it was like 18 or 19.
Okay.
Maybe wait, when was this was probably 17 or 18 maybe?
It was after I had the big kid job. So it was 18 or 19.
Okay.
Had to been
So
it's probably 18. It's
it had to have been
actually
18.
18 or no, I would probably say it was 19, 2019. It's 2019 because I didn't have a ball and chain. Be like, and I say ball and chain in the most fucking derogatory way possible because my ex-girlfriend was amazing. Yeah, because I
No,
drove.
I don't think you didn't come down for COVID Gorge trip.
No, I came down 2 years in a row. I think it was 18 and 19. So first trip, 18.
Okay. All right. All right, now that
And
we have the timeline straight.
2018.
Okay.
Okay. So we're at the Gorge. Flaming Gorge, for those that don't know, is a fucking amazing place that creates amazing memories.
Gigantic lake.
And
Like
if you
hundreds of feet deep.
Yes. And if you have never drank with us and you feel like you want to challenge us to drinking, we will literally fucking win.
You will fall asleep in the dirt.
Yes. Not saying that we have a drinking problem, we just have a drinking prowess.
No, usually the drinking problem that we run into is the bar is closed or we ran out of booze and can't drive to go get more.
Fair. And we're
That
actually
is a drinking problem.
Right. So we're at the Gorge, day number 2 or what 3 or whatever. I mean, I got up there. I had a fucking boulder hit my window. Monty fucking shit himself on the back of my truck. Whatever. I got there. I'm like, let's fucking drink. So we start drinking. And if you are with Al and me, if you're with us, we're drinking mead, number 1, whiskey, number 2, and then assorted beers, which will typically be Goldies or Natties. And
Yes.
if we're feeling super redneck, Bush.
Bush.
But we don't drink like Budweiser.
Typically, if Natty's is gone, there's Bush.
Yeah, and if I'm there, we don't run out of fucking goldies
No, the yellow
ever.
bellies don't last very long.
Yeah,
I mean, you say that they don't run out, but you hide them.
on purpose because
But
I don't want to fucking drink shit beer.
right, but we end up drinking
All of them.
only the best, the natural light or the bush.
I just drink those first.
But this was before the mead days too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This was whiskey and beer.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And if you show up, like most of us have like 3 or 4 fifths of whiskey.
Yeah, it's coolers of whiskey and beer. That's the essentials.
Right. So I'll let you tell the story because I'm still kind of like watching the fucking sun go down outside right here, and I'm like still waiting for a fucking coyote to run past so I can shoot it.
Ah, I see. You're a little worried.
Yeah, that's a fucking sketchy story, man.
You gotta get the 4570 out, bro.
I don't have one yet, but I do have a Glock 4010 mm
You know
longbow
what we need? We need 4570s with BVMC like stamped
stamped.
into that fucker or like burned into it.
Oh yeah.
Branded, some would say.
Oh, by the way, we do have. I digress from the pranks moment.
We will get back to pranks.
So if we get to 2,000 followers, every owner of the BVMC will either get a VOC tattoo or a BVMC tattoo.
Yeah. It's on paper.
It's
It's in the
documented.
bylaws. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
That's even the face.
The face will get a
El
face.
Guapo will have the tattoo.
I'm. Are you talking about Tito?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
face.
The face. I thought you were talking about the face of the company. I was like,
No, El
yeah.
Guapo. No, you are the face of the company, but he
I'm
is the
I'm
face.
I will not get a tattoo of myself on my body. I'll just get this.
Oh, fuck that. You are getting a tattoo of yourself.
Oh fuck you guys. I
we'll
fucking
make
hate you
we'll
guys.
make sure that it's during the gorge and we have a tattoo artist come up.
That's fine. I'm sure my buddy Clint will come up.
There you go. So we may have had
A lot.
6 or 7 beers.
An hour?
Yeah, something. I don't know. So we weren't sober, is what we're getting at. And the boat is slightly narcoleptic. And this was one of those days where, so usually on Saturday at the gorge, I like to smoke some meat. So usually the meat either goes on at, 3 or 4 in the morning or it's up, or, 5 or 6 in the morning. This was one of those 6 o'clock in the morning days. So I'm out there starting a fire doing things. And I sit down to watch the sun rise. And we're on the border. This lake is on the border between Utah and Wyoming, right? So I'm looking due east, watching the sunrise. There's a big ass fucking pork butt, I think it was, or a brisket, something on the smoker. So it's starting
There's
to smoke.
there's there's meat getting cooked.
Oh yeah, there's meat getting ready to sizzle. And so we got a nice little fire going, and I hear, uh, you know, soft closing of the trailer door, and some sandy footsteps, and a 2 beers opening up, and boat. My big brother hands me one. I was like, okay, so this is the kind of day that it's going to be. We're talking 6 o'clock, maybe 6:30.
6:15. I'm waking up. I unzip the tent city.
Yes, yes. So there's the three of us essentially rising with the sun and beers. So, we go through the day, the meat gets cooked, everybody eats. We continuously drink, play horseshoes, people go play out in the water, do boat things, the actual boat, for people that could drive the boat. And so by the time the campfire comes around, there's just a few left standing. And I think there's 6 of us. There was mom.
Mom, boat, me, you,
Justine was up.
Justine, and your cousin.
So boat passes out in his chair, and
cousin goes to sleep first.
Yeah, Nick went to sleep. So we have pictures that may have to grace the Instagram.
May
The
or
Bearded
may
Viking
not have pictures.
Yeah. So we decide that we're going to make him a tinfoil hat because there's definitely aliens out there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one person that makes a trip into the trailer, and then we make a tinfoil hat. We make sure that we put the tinfoil hat on him.
And we graced it with him. He was endowed with the tinfoil.
Yes, it was a whole ceremony around the fire. And then, because that wasn't enough, we decided that, what did we do when we were kids? We toilet papered things, right?
Yeah, before it was a fucking like
A felony.
an eccentric resource.
Yeah, before it was a hot ticket item that you couldn't get at the store. So we go around him and we toilet paper him from ankle to neck. So he is a tinfoil hat mummy by the time he wakes up.
And let me interject real quick. I have some things to add to this story, color commentary, if you will. I'll be rambling right now.
Yes.
Okay. So when we say we, there may have been two instigators. Well, no, one instigator, one enabler. I'll let you all listeners guess who's who.
Who's who and what's what.
Yeah. So there was no egregious acts performed to this point by Viko or the Jarl.
No, never.
We actually, on my kids, we didn't do any of this. This was performed by two motherly figures.
Oh, I think we made the hat.
No, we didn't place it on him. We may have made the hat, but we didn't put it on him.
Well, I may be drunk, but I remember that Mom was in the picture. We have pictures.
Mm-hmm.
We took selfies.
Well, I mean, if it's shiny and you're drinking by the fire, it's basically a stripper pole.
Yeah, well, and it had like the really hard, tip at the top, so.
Yeah, there might be some pictures with the boat being danced on.
That was a different time.
No, that was the same time. There was the boat. He was passed out. Pull up your pictures. I'm calling bullshit.
When you
red flag.
I remember.
Red flag.
I remember. I have the pictures, yes. But it's happened so many times.
Yes. We haven't toilet papered him. We've done more tinfoil hats than we've done toilet papering. This time we were not participants in tinfoil hats or toilet papering.
I don't know. It's gonna be up to Mom's comments because she was the only sober one, right?
Was she sober? Because I feel like she wasn't sober at that point.
She had to have been. She's always sober.
No. Because she committed the acts. And I'm dropping a dime right now. I'm running you over. And then also there's another female presence that also helped commit acts. And then there was a photographer that was there who had to get them for a while. The best part of this whole conversation, by the way, is at the end of the night when me and you are the last people standing. Because everybody's like, fuck it, this is fun. I'm laughing. I have a stomach ache because I laugh so hard and I have abs all of a sudden. They go inside.
I'm going night-night.
I'm going night-night. We both sit there and we're just continuing to drink because we're like, fuck it. Like, it's Sunday tomorrow. We have to go home tomorrow.
It's already 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah, we're like, fuck it. Whatever. I don't actually really have to go yet. So I'm going to sleep the majority of the day, tear down the camp, and we're going to bounce. Right.
Right.
And so we're sitting there, and then all of a sudden the boat comes to, and he was like this. It was like the scene in Step Brothers when they're like, the clown has no penis. I'll kill you, Leonard Nimoy, right?
Yes.
And all of a sudden the boat comes to, and he's like trying to figure out how to get out of this.
Why he's wrapped up.
He's just like, I can't get out of this toilet paper. And you're like, have you tried moving your arms at all?
Oh, he was so confused. And then when he finally came to, he was like, oh, you bastards. He's like, you toilet papered me. And then it took him a few minutes to find the hat. Yeah. And it was just, it was great.
And then he went off on a diatribe about being called Bud for like 2 hours while me and you were fucking.
That was before. That
Oh,
was
that was
before he
before.
got TP'd. Yeah, that was before he
Oh,
got
that
TP'd
that
and had
was
it.
okay. Fair, fair. Okay.
So don't
I
call the
love.
boat Bud.
Don't do it because he'll literally fucking unless you're older than him for whatever reason. Age matters.
Yeah,
Age matters.
age matters.
Age matters. That should be actually a Vok fucking theme. Age matters.
Age matters. And
It's
then
actually
boats. And then boat's
the boat's
face
face. Yeah.
with the tinfoil hat.
Yep. He's gonna fucking talk so much shit to us. I can't wait.
He's gonna be really upset with us about this.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
So
He's
so
literally
definitely
fuck you guys.
definitely like and follow Boat on Instagram. If he has like a whole bunch of new followers all of a sudden, it's because of the TP hat.
Yeah.
TP and tinfoil hat.
TP tinfoil. We were just protecting him. Let's be honest. He was cold.
Yeah.
We were
There's
wrapping him in
aliens
love.
out there, yeah. Trying
Aliens
to keep
in
him warm.
love, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have awesome pranks. I have a lot of pranks that I've pulled on friends of mine, and especially in Afghanistan. Shit you can't undo or unhear. That we'll talk about in the future. I think the prank section should stay. So we've got paranormal and pranks.
We'll get some more pranks in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm definitely pulling one on my mother-in-law right now. I hid the remote, and this is really important because I found the remote on my pool table. And putting things that are not pool balls or pool sticks on my pool table is just against the rules.
Unless it's Doc
Yeah,
sitting on
well,
that and stripping.
that's different. It's Doc,
Right.
and grand old man of the BVMC.
Yeah.
And so I hid the remote, the TV remote. So when she says that she can't find the TV remote, I'm just gonna pretend like I don't know, I didn't do anything, and then I'm gonna put it back on the pool table and see if she finds it. Just to see if she goes a little bit crazy.
I live in a home full of females, so I can't do that because they'll find a way that's resourceful. I know that she's a female as well, but like she's not really like a comprehensive female, if you will.
I mean, she's not gonna know whether she's being pranked or not.
I mean, that's like the low key pranks. So one of the pranks that I actually want to do is the saran wrap across the door with like.
Oh yeah, and then take off running.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you would have to do like one up here and then one down here.
Yeah.
Because they'd both be chasing you.
Yeah.
So
and
like
then I have to have a safe place.
Yeah, you have to have a safe place.
I have to say because like I got to be able to fucking have an egress to the side by side.
Yes.
Catch me, motherfuckers.
You better have that fucker started too, because it takes a minute to start up in the cold weather.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just gonna wait till the spring, and then I don't have to worry about cold weather.
It's a spring prank.
Yeah. So I'm gonna spring a prank on the family members. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Definitely.
So we've been at this for a little bit today. So I do think it's probably time to wrap up. But like next week's episode is gonna be pretty epic. We're gonna have a recap of Dallas meetups. We're gonna see if Texas can do it better than anywhere else. So far, I'm not impressed. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. So far, Montana and Utah have been neck and neck.
There's a whole lot more live streams that are going to happen in the future. It sounds like.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's
I'm super excited about putting you in like the most uncomfortable position on your cell phone.
Sounds good. Like legs over the head type uncomfortable.
Yeah, probably worse.
Oh man.
Like third knuckle.
Slut.
Yeah, can't wait.
I think it's going to be fun. I think we're going to get through it, and social media is not my bag, but it's a necessary evil, right?
Yeah, because we don't care about all the bullshit that goes on in the world. We do on our own realm, but that's not what we're here for.
So. I mean, if you follow me on social media, you're never going to see the right angle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're never know about any of our views or beliefs other than unless we say like
no, I mean like camera angle.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
because you
like
got to
you're never
big
gonna. I'm
booty
not gonna
bitches
get
come
you
up
out of
top.
thing. Like
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, like go down low. I don't know what to do. I
Yeah,
don't.
fair enough.
Yeah, you're just gonna see my chins and dumb shit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
He only does dumb shit every 4 months. We're gonna work on that. We're gonna try to get to every month.
Oh no, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll do more. I mean,
Yeah,
it was last weekend. You know, we were doing bougie shit. We were
yeah.
tenting it while ice
We have
fishing, and
I expect a Jarl reel from Texas.
oh yeah, I think we could do that. You
That's
figure it out. Like a hat reel, because you gotta get a hat when you're in Texas, right?
yeah, but
And
I
I'm
mean,
purposely not taking my hat because I'm gonna get one made in Texas, and I don't want to have to carry two hats back on the plane.
I'm bringing mine just in case there's a hat discrepancy. I'm bringing the bougiest of hats.
Oh yeah, no,
But I will still try to get one made, and I will rock that one on Friday night.
I once
I'll
you go
wear.
black, I gotta stay with the black hat.
I was told that my hat looks like a boss hat, and I'm the boss. Apparently, they keep telling me that. You guys keep fucking like, you're our fairest leader, and I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
here we are.
not
Cool.
until you have horns on the side by side or the Toyota.
Okay, sounds accepted. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's do a couple shout outs real quick. So number one, let's do a huge shout out to Irreverent Warriors and all the work they do
Yes.
with veterans. Uh, we're doing a meetup in um, Bozeman this weekend. So if you're listening, or not this weekend, tomorrow actually. Fuck, that's crazy.
Tomorrow, Wednesday.
Wednesday. I'm gonna publish this tonight. I'm gonna sit here and work on this evening and get this published tonight. So I'll be there tomorrow. We're gonna go to the VFW, the most fucking epic VFW I've ever been
Ah,
to in my
the
entire life.
best.
Fucking hands down, and I've been to like 50 of them. Right. So we're gonna do that. I've invited the IWs in San Antonio and Dallas because San Antonio is only an hour and a half away, apparently, allegedly. So
Allegedly.
yeah. So if you are a veteran of any kind of veteran piece, and you are looking for a group of people that you can interact with, and they will talk to you about all the dumb shit, all the fucking the dirty sex jokes, the date one, fuck one, kill ones, the happiness, the darkness, all of those things. In your state, there is an IW piece.
There is, and there's pretty badass dudes that are part of it.
Yeah. I mean, like we've met a lot of people and we follow a lot of people on the socials. Reach out, ask to join, go be part of the silky hikes. You'll get drunk, you'll have fun. If you don't drink, you'll still have fun watching the fucking idiots get drunk, and it will remind you of weapons cleaning
Oh
and
yeah,
relaxing, just chilling with your friends.
yeah,
Okay?
and you will be family by the time it's over.
Yep.
Even if
The
you're an introvert and don't like to talk to people, you will overhear stories that maybe you were a part of or dumb shit that you did, and
yep.
you will have to tell your story.
Another huge shout out to Racing for Tomorrow. They put veterans in the seats of these cars to help overcome PTSD so you can cross the finish line of life.
Go check out their website because I think they're racing this weekend. And I
Nice.
think they have a CRX and a Miata that's racing this weekend.
Ooh, fucking awesome.
Which, like, race CRXs and Miatas, look out.
Circa 2003, can't fucking wait.
Fucking killing it. Go check out their website. They have live feeds to their racing too. I think they're in California again.
Yeah, fucking rad.
Yeah, go
Sweet.
check
Can't
it
wait.
out. Yeah.
We have a new introduction, Haas Racing. They do
House
Baja
racing.
Racing. They
Yeah.
do Baja Racing.
Aha.
Baja. So Haas Racing is they have actually reached out to us, and we're going to be working in a partnership with them in the future. They do the Baja circuit, and the gentleman who runs it, his name is Wes. He's a former neighbor of mine, and he is down to the earth, one of the most funniest fucking people I've ever met in my entire life. It's super important for you guys to go follow them as well, and of course our main sponsors, which we touched base on earlier, but a huge shout out to Rogue Industries, located in Lake Point, Utah. Reach out to Justine, because if you reach out to anybody else, they won't respond.
Makes the
Justine
most
is
sense.
Justine. Reach out to Justine if you have any apparel needs at all whatsoever. And if you are a new business or an old business and you need a new graphic or an update, reach out to Boss Graphic Design, because Rudy will take good care of you. He is the one who designs all of our hats. He also designed the hats for Utah Firearms Safety and Training. He's done many, many things there. He works with the Big O Tires in town with all of their work. So he's got a lot of great clientele. So just so you know, reach out to him. He'll take good care of you. And finally, thanks again to the Bearded Viking, which, of course, they're our main sponsors. They supply us with all of the things that we do so we can reach out to you guys. And they are a huge supporter of men's mental health and, of course, mental health in general, advocates for all.
Yeah. And
buy a T-shirt, for fuck's sake, please.
Go to our website. Check it out.
Just do it. Fuck, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. All of those things. If you haven't done it, listen, you need to.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's actually you need to.
You need to.
You need to.
You need it.
You absolutely need it.
Yeah. You need sweatshirts and T-shirts.
Absolutely. And finally, if you are in Utah, Texas, Idaho, Nevada, wherever you're at, send us a fucking picture of a meetup, for crying out loud, please. I feel like I'm begging for a vote. I give a fuck about a vote. I just want to see how you guys are taking care of your community. Send us a picture.
Send us a story.
Just send it to us on Instagram.
You know what? Send JT a dick pic. He loves those too.
Yeah, whatever. Bob's in Virginia.
I'm just kidding. Don't send that. But remember, our ideas are our own. We're not professionals.
But we care. But we do care.
Share us and like us.
With that being said, I'm Viko, the bearded one.
And I am the Jarl. Stay weird.
His bouginess.
Stay weird, beardos.
Cheers, motherfuckers.
I might be a little heavy on the hand, but I learned from living life on the land that when the flames get hotter, you move to deeper water. That's where I learned to sink or swim. And you know I don't really give a damn, but underneath I try as hard as I can. That's why when shit gets thicker, I reach for the liquor, load 'em up and flip a bird to the man. When I'm tripping on LSD, and you know I don't really give a damn. My daddy raised me the way that I am. That's why when shit gets thicker, I reach for the shifter, drop it down and flip a bird to the man. Truck wrapped around